Istanbul is the kind of city that doesn't fit into one category, and that's exactly what makes it a flaneur's dream. Europe meets Asia, old meets new, tradition meets modernity. It's loud and chaotic in all the best ways, and it's sat at the crossroads of empires for over 1,000 years. There are plenty of cities you can figure out in a couple of days. This one keeps showing you more the longer you stay. Today we go deeper.
One more day here in Istanbul. It's gonna be fun. Gonna go check out more of the city.
A few times now I've crossed this bridge. The fishermen are always here, lines in the water in no rush to be anywhere else. I can't help but stop to watch. There's something fascinating about this scene. Then the call to prayer starts up from a nearby mosque. The entire moment shifts and you're reminded of where you are. A little further along the water is Balat, one of the oldest neighborhoods in the city. We're headed there to wander the cobblestone streets lined with painted houses.
Mutluluk, romantik. Allah seni gözken gözlerine. Memleketinize selam olsun.
Eat some late breakfast. Kahvaltı, or Turkish breakfast, isn't a meal you rush. Chai, a dozen small plates, and the expectation that you'll sit a while. In a city that moves this fast, it's one of the few things nobody hurries. In Istanbul, turn a corner and you're in a completely different world. A man brewing tea the same way his grandfather did, pouring it into those delicate tulip glasses. Tea is everywhere here, but I've never seen it made quite like this. Antique shops crammed with Ottoman relics and trinkets from every empire since. Old men nursing tea outside the same cafe, part of their daily routine. Turkish flags hang next to century-old photographs. Even the cats here look like they've seen some history. Doner spinning in the window, a bakery pumping out the smell of fresh bread, a cheese truck right next to a record shop. You've got everything on the same block.
Man, these markets are Flaneur's paradise. There's so much to see here.
Walk around long enough in a place like this and the idea of a foreign culture starts to feel out of date. You stop being able to tell where one thing ends and another begins, and you stop caring. The passport, the country printed on it, none of that gets to decide who you are or where you belong. That's the entire idea I'm chasing, a borderless life.
tram.
Public transport's where you get to stop being a visitor for just a few minutes. Just another person trying to get across town. And then the water, a new perspective of the city. Everything laid out, both sides at once.
Let's go.
Some cities you see once and you're done. Istanbul isn't one of them. There's always another neighborhood you haven't walked, another street that surprises you. You never run out of places to explore. This city's got me thinking more about how I want to live, not just where. About a way of living where the lines on a map stop running your life. We grew up thinking in countries, where you're from, where you live, where you're allowed to go. But borders are just lines on a map. The freedom's been there all along. Most people just never take advantage of it. What would your life look like if those lines stopped mattering? Here's a hint at what's next.